AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. It's not the morning, AllBall.
The way we've been partying like it's 1999 up here with the Knicks in the conference finals and the you know what, Pistons. The way they done put up that debacle last night. Listen, man, we don't get no sleep around here. We celebrating, baby.
Oh, they jump right in. Click that like button, man. Oh, it's a good day.
Ray Floyd, I'm disappointed in you. Mo, what up, Mo? Ray Floyd, I'm disappointed in you, brother. I get it, though. I get it. Big shout out to Ray Floyd.
Would you have ducked like that?
No, I do not get it. No. Means I had to drink.
See, you don't drink. So you might not understand his pain, my brother.
Listen, I understand. You ain't got to drink to be a Knicks fan and understand the pain he went through last night. I understand the pain, brother. Trust me. I understand the pain. Woo.
Come on.
Ball suckers.
Put your glasses back on. He said, hold on, I'm cleaning them. That's what he should have said to Skip. Hold on, I'm clean. Listen, you got to know how to come back at dudes, man. Hold on. You see me wiping these things off? I got to see clearly how much of an idiot I'm about to make you look. You got to have, listen, you just got to have some comebacks, man. Paul, like, let's go.
From the gods. You know, he couldn't be, because you guys were all emotional about that too. You ain't had nothing for him. Yo, man, he's a Hall of Famer. He said, I'm a happy Hall of Famer.
That was crazy. Smith, what up? Brooklyn PG. Yeah, that was crazy. Brooklyn's finest. Yeah, that was crazy.
Why?
How the flame skip so crazy, and it would have been funny. It wouldn't even been personal, bro, at all.
He said, "Put your glasses back on."
I said, "Hold on, I'm wiping them off."
And it wouldn't have. And right,
I got to see clearly how crazy I'm about to flame you, big baby.
It's all easier in hindsight, man. It's all easier in hindsight.
Yes, in the moment.
Fans. In the moment. Oh no, finish that statement. I guess in the moment.
In the moment, you know, you discombobulated. Your mind is rattled, right? You turn back into a baby, goo goo gaga. You don't know what to do. Reminds me of a basketball team I watched last night.
Oh, boy.
Goo goo gaga. Imagine being able to walk and then just one day you just turn back into a baby and you just got to crawl again because you just forgot how to talk, walk, everything, right? Pistons reverted right back to that 14-win game season within a matter of minutes.
Mo said that y'all look crazy. But it's funny how much hindsight these Pistons fans are using. Oh, you need another star, you say? What a revelation. You know what, AllBall? You and Flea.
You say you need another star? You got a review.
I couldn't see it. Challenge. You and Flea hate this guy. I like him because I think he's a walking, like, just moron. I don't even know how to describe him. Chandler Parsons said the Detroit Pistons exceeded all expectations this season. Game 7 sucked, but this season is not a disappointment. Let's see what you got to say, bro. Why would you say these things?
Game 7 sucks. Like, there's no doubt. That's not the way. You don't want to go into this offseason with that sour taste in your mouth after the hell of the season you had. But it's not a disappointment because First of all, they learned exactly what they need this offseason. They learned all their issues,
probably the
all
most
their
valuable
glaring
thing.
holes, and that is the most valuable thing they can get.
That's the hard part.
They also they're not Oklahoma City. Like, I don't think teams tag them as a championship or bust type of situation this year. They overexceeded all expectations. They were dominating during the regular season. They got the #1 seed. Coming back down 3-1, they showed resiliency and toughness. They've identified their culture. Like Cade last night extending JB Bickerstaff, so proud and hyped to play for him for identifying the culture in this organization. Like, they grew so much this season. So I agree. This was not a disappointment. Game 7 was a disappointment. There's no doubt about it.
All of us.
You don't want to get your ass kicked on your home court in Game 7 after everything you've been through. But this team knows exactly where they're going, and they will be exactly where they are next season, reloaded with hopefully a second option score.
Well,
a second option score. I guess before we go there, I want to react to that real quick. The season was not a disappointment for the Pistons because they were not expected to be a #1 seed. Similar to what Jaylen Brown said. He said, "This is my favorite season because we were not expected to do this. We got the 2nd seed." So now 1st round and 2nd round exits are not disappointing for #1 for top teams. Chandler Parsons, I see why your career went the way that it did. No disrespect. I see why your media career is going the way that it is. No disrespect. He's terrible. I don't know what we're learning from him.
You just said you don't know why me and Flea ate you. That's why. And what makes that even worse is Lou Will agreed with it. Look. Oh, yeah. Like what? Yo, Lou Will. Dog. What are we doing? Why are we blatantly lying on national TV? Like, why? Why are we not telling the truth? That was a debacle. That was very embarrassing. Okay, if we felt like Detroit shouldn't have had the pressure to win a championship, cool. But don't tell me losing Game 7 at home by 30 is cool. That's not a success. You're the #1 seed, 60 wins. They put this pressure on themselves, Fabian, not us. They did that. Duren, Thompson, the East goes through us. Cade Cunningham throwing shots at Jalen Brunson, talking about the flopping thing. All of these guys put the pressure on themselves. And then when they don't live up to it, we make excuses for them. We try to defend them. Oh, they're young. Oh, they're fatigued. Oh, this, oh, that. Didn't the Cavs have a 7-game series as well? What are we talking about? Is it that y'all want interviews with these guys? Y'all scared that if y'all see them, which y'all gonna have some words? It's basketball. Let's tell the truth. They got their butts kicked. They got embarrassed. Need to blow it up. Yeah. How about that? Y'all talk about every other team. If you don't win, if you don't do this, should they blow it up? Pistons fans, I'm talking to you. How do y'all feel about Duren, Thompson, Beef Stew, Tobias Harris? Y'all paying Duren and Thompson the max? Huh? Or are y'all now going to beg for Giannis, Luka, LeBron, KD? Get them all. Add Kawhi to that. Let's start keeping it real. Not that good. The pressure caught up to him, Fabian. Pressure caught up to him. You lost to James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going to say it again. You lost to a team that had James Harden on it. Enough said. But Chandler Parsons, his takes is terrible, Fabian. Terrible.
But stay right there because you spoke to who they're going to beg for, what they might change. And I think Lou Will talked about change in the same way we did and Flea did last night. We were talking about Giannis and those kind of players. But he also added something to it.
All right, so dream scenario, Lou's got D-Book. Do you have someone like in your
vision
That's
of
my
what this
dream
could be?
scenario.
Yeah, that would be a dream. I think it's a pipe dream, but it's a dream.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I
It's a
have
dream.
guys like Trey Murphy and them too. Like they're good players. I want like a ball handling, like
Well, you
Trey
got
Murphy
your ball
and
handler.
MPJ. I'm saying like an off guard type of guy. Trey Murphy's great. MPJ's. I'd rather like an Austin Reeves type at a certain number.
Well, that
where
could be a
you
thing.
can have him run the offense. Let Cade play off the ball a little bit.
You make a run for Kevin Durant.
Like
Yeah, do you do that just for a season and see what happens?
I'd rather someone younger to grow with this core that they have. But yeah, if you got a chance to go get Kevin Durant, of course, I would try and do that. But I just think that they definitely need more offense. Like think about it. This team was a game 7 away from going to the Eastern Conference Final.
Sure.
Tobias Harris, and I love Tobias Harris as their second best player. It's pretty impressive.
It just had to
But
work.
again, that's a vet. That's an OG.
Yeah,
If you can get somebody,
you can
if
re-sign
get
him
somebody
too with
that's
the second guy.
okay.
Like I don't think he's
I'm
going to
not mad at
demand
it.
crazy. I think you bring
not mad
Tobias
at it.
Harris back. I think the fans should love him. The fans should want
I
it back.
think so.
Thompson, I think, is eligible for an extension too, which he's going to get a bag. Just his athleticism and the way he defends. I think it all depends on what number you can get Jalen Duren for. And same with Thompson. Those are two young studs that you probably want to keep, and that they fit the identity and the culture of Detroit Pistons basketball 1,000%. It's just at what number?
I wonder how much of this too is that Giannis dependent. Like so many teams, I think are going to be frozen. I mean, obviously you can't do anything until later, anyways.
Mashal, good afternoon. Finally decided to come outside, huh? Climb up from up under them covers. Mashal, what up, baby?
Mashar. They woke up from their hangovers in Detroit to deliver us some news about having the highest paid rosters, Cavs and Knicks. And neither one of us are winning a championship. Hey, Mashar, neither are you. What are you talking about?
Right. What's the probability of us winning? And what's the probability of y'all winning? Look. It's about numbers.
But I think he did say Chandler Parsons throughout that whole little rant. He did say something that was, they fit their culture, but at what number? And that's what we were talking about. What are your thoughts on that? Where it's like you asked 250 for a saw, and I was like, not for him, but for Amen. For saw, I don't know if I give him 250 because of what we saw. What do you think about what Parsons said with that? Even though you don't care for him, but I thought it was a good question.
I mean, now we're asking players to take pay cuts. Listen, at the end of the day, I said it. Detroit got exposed. They should have lost in the first round, right? They should have lost in the first round. But okay, Allah granted, you came back, being down 3-1, got to respect you for that. But why are we now asking guys to take pay cuts? To me, that's even more disrespectful. Nah, go somewhere and go get your money. I'm not going to ask you to take a pay cut unless we're going to build this roster and compete for a championship. But let's be for real. If Boston is fully healthy all season, if Giannis is fully healthy, right? If Indiana doesn't blow that team up, are the Pistons that good this season? Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop lying to ourselves. It's not a good team. It's not a good team. I'm going to say it again. If Boston is fully healthy with Tatum, if Indiana doesn't blow up that team, if Giannis is healthy, is Detroit the number 1 seed? Like, let's call it how we see it. It's a trash roster. But I don't agree with telling Amen or Durant take a pay cut. Why? Nah, go somewhere and go get your money and we ain't going to pay y'all. Y'all told me they the best defenders in the NBA. Y'all said y'all ain't need no help. Y'all said y'all got this. The East run through y'all. So come back next season. You got experience now, like Flea says. Can't skip steps. This is a step. Chandler Parsons said, oh, now you know what to do next season. Come back with the same roster and try to defend what happened. But don't cry like everybody else when y'all supposed to be the big bad wolf. Now the bully needs a crime partner. When have you ever seen a bully go, hold on, I'll be back. I got to go get so-and-so. No. Handle your business. I've been telling y'all, you need offense. Everybody thought I was crazy, Fabian. Now we hear Trey Murphy name. Who the other day said, I trade Thompson for Trey Murphy straight up right now. Right now.
Or so Thompson for Trey Murphy?
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, Trey Murphy is 6'8". He ain't a defender like Thompson, but he ain't no slouch. He's athletic, and he can score the basketball like anybody else. And he can shoot the three. At the end of the day, Fabian, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to win? What are you trying to do? Or are you just trying to be complacent? This team is not a good team. This roster is dirt. They overachieved. You know what they did this season? What Trae Young did in Atlanta when they went to the conference finals. What happened after that? Nothing.
So you agree with them?
Agree with them what?
That's what they're saying. They overachieved. I think you
but I've been saying that. I'm saying with the clip you just played, why are we now telling them to take less money? What do you mean at what cost? A month ago, these guys were the best team in the NBA. They were talking all this mess. Everybody said they got the greatest defenders ever. We was up here arguing. I was the only one that had pushback when y'all was telling me Beef Stew was the best rim protector in the NBA or top 5. I was the only one up here going, are you out your mind? I'm the only one that criticizes Thompson. And they chickens came home to roost in game 7. Fabian, I'm going to keep saying it. It's how you go out. If that game went into overtime, if they went down with a fight, if they lost the game by a buzzer beater, then we don't have this discussion. You were embarrassed at home. Embarrassed. It cannot be ignored, Fabian. I'm not on my watch. No, you can't ignore it.
It can't be ignored, but they just Isaiah Stewart's problems are clearly emotional to me. Like you saw last night, as soon as he fouled homeboy at the free throw line, JB sat him down and they fought. JB Biggerstaff and Isaiah Stewart were fighting each other. Isaiah Stewart had like 8 blocks in one game against the Magic. When he was out there, he was killing.
Okay.
But that's the part to me. That's what I think that this guy's talking about. At what cost? How much of your identity can you sacrifice? Because no matter what you're saying, if they overachieve doing it that way. So if you're the general manager or the owner, the coach, you have to decide, which one of these things can we get rid of so that we keep our core? Is the core just Cade Cunningham at this point? Because you saying get rid of Osua Thompson just for Trey Murphy. Like, I ain't doing that. Osua Thompson, yo, bro, the coach, what? The coach just came out last night. What did he say? Kenny Atkinson said, they asked him what the game plan was last night. He said the adjustment, avoid Osua Thompson. Like he was Deion Sanders or something like that, dog. That's where he's at with this. So we can say whatever we want about anybody else. Hear from the horse's mouth.
Part of the start we were talking about, we can't turn it over 4 times in the first 5 minutes. It's like it just gets him going, and I do think the tactical adjustment we made was avoiding Thompson. We were just like, if he's near the ball, throw it to someone else. I've never experienced that in the NBA. And one of you guys said it the other night, this guy, the best, him and his brother, I guess, like I've never seen anything like it, where even if you have a great player with the ball and he's on it, pass it to someone else. And I think, we had Evan handle it more than ever this series because of him, because of Thompson. And they have other good defenders too. It's just,
yo,
that was huge not turning.
They got other good defenders as well, but you ain't trading Osua Thompson for just Trey Murphy. This guy, regardless of what you think, even if he's as bad as what you're saying,
he is.
If you're cool, but if you're a general manager for the Pistons, you getting fired if you try to trade him with that kind of trade market value. Fired. Nobody will do. That's Daryl Morey business. I'm not doing that. So the way that people talk about him, you're just gonna overlook that. Kenny Atkinson just said whoever he was guarding, pass it away from him. Okay. We don't hear stuff like that. That's not, again, that's abnormal. Is it a little bit of a stretch? Maybe you guys didn't have the guys that it takes to go deal with Osua Thompson because Jalen Brunson can handle them. But I think Jalen Duren is the guy that you get rid of. He's the guy with the potential that didn't show up, and I'm scared going forward. I don't know what you think. I don't know what your business is with Asur Thompson. I don't know who you've been running into.
No.
But I feel, hold on, I feel the same way you do about Asur Thompson, about Jalen Duren. Yo, dog, you didn't even show up these playoffs. Your man needed to be held down. If you stepped up, you're in the conference finals. Asur Thompson, we did not expect to do anything offensively. No scoring. But Jalen Duren, the rebounding was terrible, and just the scoring was terrible. And it was against Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Nah. So I think if there's anyone you entertain to get rid of and sacrifice a bit from your identity, if Jalen Duren ain't taking no pay cut, he gotta go. He gotta go. Because I don't know if that meant, yo, we don't want to offend him. Offend who? He offended you as a Pistons fan, Jalen Duren. Asur Thompson, if anything, oh boy. Let me ask you this. Out of all them, the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham clearly, after these playoffs, his value went up in our mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's nobody else on the Pistons that did?
Not even close. Not even close. No.
Okay. So going back to another question, going back to Dyson Daniels, because I made a mistake yesterday. They corrected me in the chat. Asur Thompson and Dyson Daniels are the same age.
Right.
After we played Atlanta, after that series was done, and now that the Detroit Pistons playoffs are done, coming out of these playoffs, you don't think one of them do they look differently as defenders in our minds in the summertime right now?
No, I think both of them, I think their stocks went down. Dyson Daniels' stocks went down as a basketball player. Now, I
agree with that.
Let me say this. I don't have nothing against Asur Thompson or his brother, but we love talking basketball. And when we hear how people talk about these two young brothers, which they have ample amount of time to get better, all I ever said was they are horrific offensively. And eventually you have to be able to score the basketball. As freakish athletically as they are, as great as they are defensively, there are times you can't play them on the court. They can't handle the basketball. They can't shoot. They can't create their own like, bro, we can't ignore this. That's just the honest truth. And Dyson Daniels in that series against us got exposed badly. Did you see him when he tried to score the basketball?
Yeah.
Bro, it looks insane. Thompson and them look the same way. How can you watch these games and just ignore that? And not saying you, but tell me I'm a hater.
Yeah.
No. When Cade needs help, if I'm paying you $250, we had this discussion about OG. Bro, we're paying you the max. Bro, you got to be able to get your own bucket and do other things.
Right.
And OG stepped it up tremendously. All I'm saying is it's their third year. I understand they have time to grow. I'm just saying we can't ignore it. You can't continue to be in the NBA and not work on your game offensively. You can't, especially today.
Also, to your point about who we just beat, Nick Nurse. How Nick Nurse was saying when he was in Toronto, OG Anunoby was obsessed with shooting. Even though he clearly wasn't, what he is now. He got hurt during the finals run. I don't know if Asur Thompson is obsessed with shooting. And he missed his rookie year. That means that the Pistons could have possibly they should have been doing this a year ago. Like, so what you're saying, I don't look at Asur Thompson differently anymore. And I don't think the NBA is looking at Asur Thompson as a downgrade. They're not rating him lower because of these playoff run.
I disagree. You heard what some former players were saying about him?
Yeah, get a jump shot and stuff like that.
No. It was bad, Fabian. You like, come on, bro. Like
got to score.
Yeah, like yo, you look crazy out there.
Right,
you gotta be able to score and shoot the basketball.
But I also heard them say that his defense is crazy.
Understandable.
Right. But what I'm saying is that Jalen Duren, they didn't say none of that about him. None of that. What defense? What rebounding? What scoring? Where were you?
Fabian, hold on. Do we forget? As great as Thompson is defensively, they were down 3-1 to the Orlando Magic.
Correct.
Like that's what. Like we can't ignore that to an Orlando Magic team that was injured, that was badly coached. We can't ignore none of that. And then now, the second series, the second round, you're in another game 7. And as great as you are defensively, why didn't you shut down Donovan Mitchell? How many times did we see in this series you and Duren were unplayable on the court? Wasn't in foul trouble. You guys can't be on the court because you can't create no offense.
So how would you rank? You have to blame through the pie chart. Through the pie chart.
To be
How
honest,
would who would get what level of blame for the Detroit Pistons after losing, flaming out in Game 7? We must remind you.
well, if we say flaming out for Game 7, Cade gets most of the pie. He's the best player. And you can't flame out like that. You got to go out on your shield, right? What we say, Leonidas to 300, bro, went out on the shield. You can't have 13 points, 4 turnovers, and just be that bad. So for me, Cade gets most of it. But then after that, you go with Thompson and Duren. I give them equal share because to me, they're the same players. It's just one is bigger and stronger than the other, right? Then after that, I would probably go coaching. But Thompson, bro, he's up there when it's to blame because you can't talk about him like that. We can't sit up here and talk about him like this. We can't have Pistons fans say he's untradeable, he's this, he's that. And then you lay an egg like last night. Why are we trying to defend and ignore what happened last night? That was Game 7 at home. You're the favorite. You have the best player in the series. You have the best record in the East, 60 wins. Everybody's ranting and raving about Pistons versus New York. That's the only team standing in the Knicks' way. And you get embarrassed at home with the best player, Cade, on the team and with the best defenders on the team in Thompson and Duren. Fabian, they get a lot of blame. A lot of blame.
I just you gotta I have more.
Fabian.
I'm holding all sort of maybe I'm being nice with the guy. I don't know what it is. If he's more charismatic, the kid, the Thompson twin. I don't know what it is, but I know Duren, watching that, I've seen that before where a big man, I want Kenya Martins of the world. There's supposed to be big men that just come up short like that against other bigger dudes. And Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley are not two big men you're supposed to come up short against like that. I don't care how old you are. You fighting for top 3, top 5 center in the league, and you did that. Amen Thompson. There was a game where Game 5, Karis LeVert had to come in there and replace him and go crazy. But it was almost every game we saw. Why didn't Paul Reed play from the first quarter? JB Bickerstaff has a lot of blame put to this because you put Isaiah Stewart in there for I don't even know what reason. I didn't Piston fans, y'all, you guys gotta explain this to me. If that was us, we'd be going crazy all ball. That couldn't be us. We'd be flaming JB Bickerstaff. He's sitting up there. I'm not disappointed. Everybody disappointed in you, bro. And I think Asur Thompson, I can't front on him, man. And he's also guarding the perimeter guys, and he covers way more space than the Jalen Duren. He has room to grow, but he's never shown anything scoring wise for me to expect him to have that much of an impact this game or throughout the playoffs.
Let me tell you how important it is for Asur Thompson to get an offensive game. Look what Josh Hart does for the Knicks, even though he drives some of us, well, for sure, me crazy. But you have to defend him. He's going to drive into the lane. He's going to get a floater. He's going to knock down a free throw mid-range, and he can get hot from 3. The Thompson twins can't do neither one of those, bro. Neither one of those. Would I want a Thompson on my team? Yes. But we can't make him the second and third best player or praise him like this if down the stretch on the offensive end, he's unplayable. Bro, how many times have we said in these Detroit series, some of these guys are unplayable? Bro, it's just the honest truth. Nobody wants to tell the truth. That's why they scared, but I'm not. I'm going to tell the truth. I like the young men. They're great basketball players. They're great athletes, right? They're going to be great. But eventually, you have to get some offense, bro. If Josh Hart wasn't a threat, if OG wasn't a threat offensively, we wouldn't be nowhere near what we are. I'm gonna tell you the mistake Pistons are gonna make. The Knicks almost made that mistake in holding on to Julius Randle too long. They go get Cat, and now look. I'm not saying you have to trade Thompson, but you have to explore something, right? You need a legit second scorer. And if it takes trading Durant or Thompson to get that, because you can't have Duncan Robinson as your starting shooting guard. You can't depend on Tobias Harris and Jenkins and Paul Reed for offense. No, those guys are supposed to come in the game off the bench. You need a legit guy. Fabian, question. Next season, do you move Cade to the 2 and Allen Iverson him? Or do you keep Cade at the 1 and find the 2?
That's what, yeah. I forgot Austin Reeves was a free agent. That would be a crazy pickup for Detroit. If Austin Reeves,
I tell you, I like better. I tell you, I like better and cheaper.
Austin Reeves is expected to decline his $14.9 million player option this year. So Austin Reeves has a $15 million player option this summer. He's going to decline it all, boy. It's a good team to think about. Who are you thinking about that's cheaper?
I don't know if he's cheaper, but I like DeMar DeRozan over there. Listen, miss me with Austin Reeves, bro. They need a guard that can shoot, that's big, that got some size. Listen, you need some guys for 1 or 2 years. All that Kevin Durant and all that, listen, that'd be the same thing like happened in Houston. You don't need Kevin Durant over there. They need somebody that's going to fit. They need somebody that can score the basketball. They need somebody that can score it in many ways. DeMar DeRozan got the midi. He can go to the basket. It's just that he's not a great three-point shooter. I'm just saying something that's realistic. Yeah, Devin Booker or Reeves would be the dream, right? But let's be for real. You need a dog.
Yeah,
Austin Reeves ain't no dog.
But DeMar DeRozan is on the books for like $45 million. He has to get traded or bought out. Austin Reeves is a free agent. Kevin Durant is on the Rockets. He's not a free agent. So that's why it doesn't make sense to go get Durant, because now who you traded for Durant? Who you traded for DeMar DeRozan?
Right.
You traded Osua Thompson for these guys?
Well, for DeRozan, you make it keep Thompson. Remember, you make it take Tobias Harris, take Jenkins, something like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would try to figure out how to get a move like that.
Nah, I like Austin Reeves at the 1 because we just saw Dennis Jenkins there. They would be crazy. We just saw Dennis Jenkins there in the playoffs, and they were trying to do. We got to see who else is a free agent, but he's a free agent. You're adding him to this. The big mistake that everyone has made, what I thought was a mistake again, where Cat turned this thing around for us, we'll get to our Knicks in a second, was the fact that he was able to go to Mike Brown and tell him to let me run the offense, basically. We were able to add these free agents in the summertime, the Jordan Clarksons of the world, and make trades. We were able to add to the core from last year. Detroit got rid of Jaden Ivey. Who else can they really add? And they lost the guys that we've been talking about. That's the other thing. Dennis Schroeder, who was on the Cavaliers, made a big impact during the game. Couple of fouls that he got. He got Dennis Jenkins, a couple technicals that looked like were flagrant fouls. Tim Hardaway Jr. And there was somebody else and Malik Beasley, they couldn't control that. But you never replaced that. And that's part of the reason why, like, now saying what you're saying, Austin Reeves is a better version of those 3 guys. He could shoot, he could pass, he could get to the basket. He's not as strong, but how much you think he goes for? 205 years? I don't think so. I hope not.
If I'm Detroit, I want no parts of Austin Reeves. Sorry.
Why not?
Bad defender, good player, but he's not the piece they need. To me, like I said, I don't know if you keep Cade at the 1 or you move Cade at the 2 and you bring in the guard, but they need definitely a bigger guard that can at least relieve Cade of some of the pressure, some of the ball handling, right? Of some of the scoring. So like I said, they're gonna have, some opportunities at some players. It's just for me, Fabian, I don't know if Austin Reeves is the answer. I just really don't. I like Austin Reeves, but I think people go a little too berserk over him. I think him in Detroit, that culture, that city, now the pressure to win, I don't know if he can live up to that, right? I don't know. So Detroit got some problems on their hands. Detroit got some big problems on their hands, and they need to be careful because if you pay a lot of these guys all that money, you stuck with them, right? And if these guys aren't going to get better immediately offensively, what happens? You think Boston is going to stay how they are? It's the Celtics, right? Knicks, Cleveland. Like, let's see what trick Miami has up his sleeve with Pat Riley. Like, Detroit is in a weird spot. They can go right back to being irrelevant if they're not careful. You got to get some offense over there, Fabian.
The sneaky player for Detroit they could sign, the kid from Minnesota that just got traded from Chicago, Ayo.
That'd be nice.
That would be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy.
That'd be nice. Yeah, but listen, you have a whole bunch of guys that's just not good enough offensively. I'm sorry. And they got to figure it out. But JB got our coach yesterday, man. That move Kenny Atkinson made with starting Strus.
Yes.
And putting them on Cade. Like,
yep. Overlooked.
You can't ignore that. Remember, I went crazy about that during the game. Like, yo, that's what you want from your coach. That's the adjustments you make, right? And it worked. So,
and we've been calling for that for a couple of games now because we were saying, yo, Dean Wade, not for nothing. You ain't at least Max Strus is giving you energy. From what was that? Was it game? The one that Cade had like 8 turnovers and Max Strus took the inbounds pass. We were like, yo, he won them that game.
That might have been game. That was either game 5 or 6.
Really? I thought it was game. No, it couldn't be game 2.
Nah, it couldn't be game 2. That had to be like game 5 or 6.
Yeah, because they were in Cleveland probably. It weren't. It had to be 5. You're right, because they went to Detroit. But you're right.
Well, Mike T said it was game 3. Thank you, Mike T.
In Cleveland.
Game 3.
They went crazy. Oh, that was a great point, man. That was a great point. And then he played Dennis Schroeder late in the game, and we thought like, yo, get hard off the ball.
And how long I've been ranting and raving about Dennis Schroeder? That's what I'm saying. Detroit, listen, teams do that every year. You made a mistake, right? You got rid of 3 guys that fit your system that was gritty for Duncan Robinson. That's what you did.
Yeah. You never replaced the ball handling. You never replaced the ball handling, bro.
But Fabian, and the toughness, and the defense. We can say we won about Dennis Schroeder. He's a pest.
Yes.
Right? And then you look at Tim Hardaway Jr., streaky, but he's a pest. He can get hot, right? And then you look at, like you said, what happened with Malik Beasley. Listen, that was unfortunate. But essentially, they got rid of 3 guys for Duncan Robinson, and it backfired.
The owner tried to help Malik Beasley.
Yeah. No, I mean, so, yeah, Mike T, like I said, no, we're not blaming nobody for Malik Beasley but himself. But I'm just saying, initially, you got rid of those guys for Duncan Robinson, and it backfired. At times, Duncan Robinson was unplayable. This is the first time I've seen a team that won 60 games that everybody thought was just going to run through the East. Everybody thought Cade Cunningham was the best player in the East. Some thought he was the best player in the NBA. At times, he looked like it, MVP candidate. I've never seen a team in my life in NBA history where down the stretch in some games, you had about 3 to 4 players that were unplayable. At times, Isaiah Stewart, Duncan Robinson, Thompson, and Duren was unplayable, Fabian. I'm not saying all at the same time in one game, but in these series, those guys were at times unplayable.
And Cade never was, until he got too tired, or the turnovers you can't even determine. You can't even tell when he's going to do them because they were so like out of nowhere. But before we move on to our Knicks, do you think that Cade is getting enough smoke?
No.
You think he deserves more smoke, and why?
No. So for one simple reason, if the Knicks would have lost in the second round to Philadelphia, Game 7 at home, and get blown out like that, what you think forget everybody else, what would we be saying about Brunson if he had the game Cade had in the Game 7 at home? Pack him up, trade him. He don't deserve the max. We did it already. Cade deserves a lot of smoke. A lot. You can't play like that at home. In a game that if you lose, you go home. Bro, them guys gave up. You allowed James Harden to make you give up. Like, no. Listen, he averaged what, 5-6 turnovers in the series? The series before that, he averaged what, 7-8 turnovers? I know we like the young man. I know he's a good player and he's going to be a great player. We know how good he is. But you can't come up like that in a game 7 at home, elimination game. You just think it's okay. No, Fabian, no. He went out terribly and he deserves a lot of smoke.
He gets the typical quarterback, best player on a team, smoke. Okay, cool. But then when we break it down and we watching the film and we go, yo, he was carrying you bums. Like Asur Thompson, I'm not defending his offense. I can't defend his offense. And that's the primary reason why. Because once you start talking about Cade, you go, imagine if Cade just went in there and started just going crazy. He gets drunk one night at the bar and goes, yo, man, you know what? I'm tired of y'all, man. Exactly. You know what I got to do? I'm turning the ball over because I'm so worried about getting ripped by your defender. He's on the other side of the court. So I don't know how much smoke we got for Cade because, if anything, to me, he looks even better after these playoffs. He averaged 23, 24 game in the regular season. In the playoffs, he got 29, 30 points a game, all ball.
Yeah.
40% from three, bananas. Yes, he's turning the ball over a lot, but it's what you just said. If you don't have a point guard for him to go off ball, he's going to turn the ball over. He looks amazing, all ball. I don't think he looks worse. I think it's, the opposite of the Jaylen Brown, Embiid, Chandler Parsons thing where they're going to announce this season wasn't a disappointment. But Cade Cunningham, if he was honest, he could say that. He could say that. Now, I wasn't that disappointed for me. I'm about to get another $500 million. Guaranteed. Nobody on this team could say that.
Yeah, but we also can't ignore if Franz doesn't get hurt, Cade loses in 5 to Orlando. We can't ignore that. We can't ignore him turning the ball over. Can't ignore that. We can't ignore that he forgot to get his guys involved. Bro, he lost game 7 at home by 30. He had 13 points.
Who's he going to get involved?
What you mean? The same place he been getting involved all season. The same guys that everybody went berserk over. The same guys that everybody said and still are saying is untradeable. The same guys that said the East run throughs us.
But who can actually even say what you're saying? Who can contest that? So if he's sitting down negotiating for a contract, you think somebody could legit say something like that to him? Yo, man, you could have lost in 5. He gonna look at you like you crazy. You better. So you know what? I'm going to New York. Yeah, he might have $1 billion.
Right. But it's the truth. Listen, he don't have to like it, but it's the truth. Hold on. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his money. I'm saying when you ask, does Cade deserve smoke? Yes. Was he great in the series? Yes. Did his stock go up? A little bit, yes. But we can't ignore if Franz doesn't get injured, Detroit loses in 5. How are we looking at Cade then? That's all I'm saying. And then now you lose to Cleveland in game 7 at home. You didn't only lose, you got demolished and you were terrible.
Man.
Can't ignore that. I'm sorry, you can't. Just
don't ever let AllBall serve you the iced tea. He's gonna put a little extra sprinkle of salt in that mall lover, man. Calm down, AllBall. The man was killing out here. That's neither here nor there.
I guess now we can put the rest. Is Cade better than Brunson?
Oh, your man ain't here to even start that one. Your man ain't here to even know, man, because it was everybody's better than Brunson until it's time to be better than Brunson. That's been the motto. Hey, y'all know what this is.
Knicks rehab.
Knicks rehab, y'all. My glass is too far away. And I'm on some fat boy time, AllBall. We back in the mix. Oh, guess what they said, AllBall? OG Anunoby fully practices on Monday. OG Anunoby fully practices on Monday.
Fabian, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why is Cade Cunningham better than Jalen Brunson? Just you ain't gotta like go on a long soliloquy because I'm just no. Because remember, because that could be a whole new topic and we could be here for another hour, right? But I'm just asking, just off.
And we've done it so many times.
Because I don't like when if I say is Cade better, people just automatically say yes, and it's like, how is the bigger, stronger, more athletic guy who doesn't average more points? He averages maybe 2 more assists. He doesn't average double digits in rebounds. Just as bad as Brunson is defensively, Cade is that bad with turning the ball over. Why is Cade that much better than Jalen Brunson?
And you hit it on the nose. Because everyone's going to point to every single skill that Cade has is better than Jalen Brunson. I'm never going to argue that. We ain't never going to argue that Cade's a better defender. He's a better passer. Is he a better scorer?
No.
Even if they're on the same level, we've seen Jalen Brunson do this with injured teammates. So it's not even that. In the moment, we've seen him carry the Mavericks without Luka. In the first round, he won a series in the West against the Jazz.
Can you real quick put up, just real quick for me, can you put up Jalen Brunson's average regular season and Cade Cunningham's average regular season on the screen real quick?
Like versus each other? How do people do that? Can somebody in the chat tell us how to do that? Is it StatMuse?
Well, yeah, none. It's that or I go on ESPN. Like I'll put in, Cade Cunningham stats ESPN regular season.
You could do that on ESPN?
No, I just go to Safari and do it, I guess.
You type in Cade Cunningham versus Brunson stats?
No, I do it individually because I don't know if you have it. I don't know if they have it like that.
Oh, I said okay. So one at a time. Okay, my bad. Who you want first, the Cade or Brunson stats?
Cade Cunningham. Regular season stats.
Okay, so for this season,
what up, Tory B?
Tory B, what's going on? Oh, that's why you like ESPN because they probably more of a highlight. You see 24 points per game.
Right. What?
Cade Cunningham. Yeah, 10 assists.
10 assists and what? 5 rebounds.
Yeah, 5.5 rebounds.
And he's shooting 46% from the field.
34% from 3.
All right, that's it. How many turnovers is he averaging a game? Do they have that there?
Yep.
So he's damn near averaging 4 turnovers a game. Now let's go to Jalen Brunson stats. So we have for Cade Cunningham, he's averaging 24 and 10. You can't sneeze at that. He's averaging a double-double, 5.5 rebounds, 46% from the field, 34% from 3, and he's averaging almost 5 turnovers.
So this season, Brunson's averaging 26 points per game, 3 rebounds, basically 7 assists.
All right, so hold on. No. Stay there. Brunson's averaging 26, so he's averaging 2 more points than Cade Cunningham. He's averaging how many rebounds?
3.3.
So Cade is averaging 2 more rebounds. The bigger, stronger, more athletic guard is averaging only 2 more rebounds than Jalen Brunson. Go with the assists.
Was it 6.8?
So 7 assists, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Cade Cunningham is only averaging 3 more assists than Jalen Brunson. Now, what's the field goal percentage from the field and from 3?
He got 46%, but almost 47% from the field.
That's even.
37% from 3.
So he's shooting better from 3. The point I'm trying to make is this, Fabian. Where is the big or the huge gap in those numbers to where Cade Cunningham is better than Jalen Brunson? And let's not add, Jalen Brunson's had way more, right? As far as just the spotlight on you. What Jeff Teague said, light's a little brighter. Who has the most pressure? Who's playing in New York? Why is Cade, people were so quick to just say Cade is better? He doesn't get the job done. Jalen Brunson has got the job done back-to-back seasons, conference finals.
But I think that's what people point to with that comparison, and it happens all the time. Like people gonna push, Kobe over Shaq, and it's like when they were on the same team, I don't care. It's only Kobe fans, and this thing started happening after, with the Mamba mentality, and I ain't scared to say it. When he was alive, they started that whole campaign, and all of a sudden it was Mamba mentality, and I'm with it. But at that time, nobody was taking Kobe over Shaq. You'd be a fool to do that in the league, a total fool. And you telling me Shaq is more skilled than Kobe? No, he's just more dominant. Brunson is more dominant than Cade. He showed you. Part of the reason why in the playoffs he's not turning that rock over. We ain't talking about 5 years from now. We're talking about right now. That's what we've been saying for the last year or so. Love Cade Cunningham. Right now, Brunson had to go through something with Cat. All right, let's figure this out. And he was being stubborn about it. And nobody checked him on it, which was my argument from last year in the playoffs to begin with. If nobody's going to check him, what do you expect him to do? He's going to chuck, which Cade Cunningham, he has the opposite problem. I ain't got nobody to check me. I don't need nobody to check me. I'll pass the ball, but I'm working with nothing but bummage. Cade Cunningham is, again, the same progress that his teammates are going through that you want them to fast forward through. Cade's going to have to go through that this summer also. Magic Johnson, all these great people, all the greats, they've gone through it. They've been called bad nicknames because of it. He's amazing. I called him a video game during the series. Jalen Brunson, man, he's just proven time and time again that when it matters, he's going to give you what matters most in this ball game, all ball. That's getting baskets.
See, for me, I love this conversation, and to me, it never gets old, right? Because people just don't like to be honest. How is the shorter, unathletic, slower, bad defender more effective than the bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, better defender, right? Now, we all know Jalen Brunson is a bad defender, but just as bad as he is on defense, that's how bad Cade Cunningham is with turning the ball over.
Yo, Jamrock, where was that defense at last night?
Exactly.
The Super K defense that you think he needed defense last night to win Game 7?
Bro,
Pardon all ball.
No, it's okay. No, because that's all they keep saying, right? And we all tell us something we don't know, right? We all know defensively Cade is way better than Jalen Brunson. We know that. That's not a secret. Explain to me why Cade Cunningham is better than Jalen Brunson. Did y'all see what Jalen Brunson did 3 seasons ago when everybody was injured? Did y'all really watch that? Yo, Fabian, you was with me on that ride. I argue with people every night. Jalen Brunson should have won MVP that season. He went from averaging 28 to going into the playoffs, averaging 35. His starting 5 was him, Deuce, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Hartenstein. Tell me who was the bench. This is when Randall, OG, Mitch was hurt. Are y'all kidding me? This young man is amazing.
Right.
I don't have no problem with people respecting Cade, but stop telling me just that fast. You don't even think about it. Cade is better. Why? Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Where's he better at with the numbers?
And that's been the thing with basketball forever. When you that nice, it's not like, look what happened with Melo. People don't want to say it. Kobe had to figure it out. Yeah, he played defense, but Phil had to sit him down. He learned when Phil left, damn, I can't talk to everyone like that. I got to be a better leader. When Powell's over here, I got to challenge him in different ways. He had to learn how to pass the ball and be more effective, but he was still a one-on-one player. All these guys, man. And Steph Curry was a great defender. Is Cade going to promise to be on the same level as a Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas and these guys? It's not promised. If he keeps this up, turning the ball over, and then you have these big moments like this, you're going to start to get the comparisons to James Harden, like Jesse said last night in the chat. You will, because you're coming up short. Why are you coming up short? I'm just as shocked that I'm even saying something like this, that a 6-foot guard is killing like this, and that a 6'6", I'm not taking him over the 6'6" guard right now. Bro, he's a better leader at this point. They all salute him. They're following him. They're not following Cade. He's too young. He's a puppy. He's not SGA right now. It took SGA some time. So it is. I understand what people are saying, but this is called denial. That's what this is called. I was there until I kept seeing it. Wait, you got Trae Young in the conversation with Jalen Brunson? You better not. This guy's way better.
Maxey, it's a whole lot of guys. Whole lot of guys.
They kept bringing them up. They kept bringing them up, and Brunson kept knocking them down. I ain't pausing nothing, Fleet. So,
oh, good. I'm sorry. Good.
No. It's that's pretty much it. They keep bringing these guys up, and I don't understand it anymore.
Last point, and we can move forward. All season, did you ever hear Detroit needed a second option?
Wait, from who?
Listen, it doesn't matter from who. I'm gonna ask a
question. It does
because
I heard it. You heard it because we got a compadre on Padre to remind us. So I mean, you talking about the masses
because we really know the game and break down the game, and we know what it is, right?
Right.
But you know what I mean. When Stephen A was going crazy, saying how petrified and terrified he is of the Detroit Pistons all season up until last night or this series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, have we ever heard anyone say Detroit needs a second option?
No.
Now y'all crying. Now it's go get Kevin Durant, go get this person, that person. Durant. Y'all sound crazier than us, and we are nuts as Knicks fans. Yo, shout out to the chat.
You know how crazy Chandler Parsons, members, subscribers, appreciate y'all. You know how crazy Chandler Parsons sounds? The fact that you wouldn't even utter Kevin Durant, he just ruined the Rockets, who had the same team with his brother, Asur's brother. You want KD over there? You think if there's not a rumor, like imagine if Asur and Amen, who are watching the playoffs together, by the way, right now. Imagine if they're chilling and Chandler Parsons pops up on their timeline saying something like that, oh boy. He gonna look at his brother and be like,
Fabian, just if I'm a Pistons fan, right? Just imagine Trey Murphy and Cade Cunningham in the backcourt. Like, just fathom that for a minute. I don't know what else the roster's gonna look like. It has nothing to do with Thompson. I'm just saying, just imagine Cade Cunningham in the backcourt with Trey Murphy, two guys at 6'6" and better, that can defend, that can handle the basketball, and that can both get a bucket and both can shoot the three. They will be a terror.
Yeah. He's I mean, but for Asur, I can't do it.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not, listen, forget the Asur thing. I'm just saying Detroit has a major problem right now. They need to fix it, but they got to correct it correctly. That's why I said, for me, I don't like Austin Reeves. That's just my opinion now. Like you said, adding him to this, that helps. I'm not going to ignore that. But I'm just saying, if you really want to make an ill move, because Boston is coming back, the Knicks, we ain't going nowhere. Like, bro, it's going to be 4-5 teams that's still right there in the mix. If you want to come back and still be in that 1, 2, 3 seed and be popping, bro, you got to make a move. Y'all been exposed. What's to not say Orlando Magic makes a move, get a better coach, and now they're coach better and playing better basketball?
We done with them Pistons, all ball. That was 20 minutes ago.
Say no more.
Let's get to these super chats. Dwayne Patillo. Sorry I missed the show. What up, though? That was at 9 this morning, all ball. Brings a tear to my eye, man. You guys, man. I love you guys. OG Ramsey's not playing with y'all.
Hold on, Fabian, because J-Rock be thinking he be spitting hot fire, right? They need a 3-and-D shooter in the backcourt who can handle the ball. What is Trey Murphy?
Yeah. That's kind of...
Yo, I'm done, Fabian. I apologize. I will not interrupt you again.
No, but he knows, but he said,
bro.
But he said Trey Murphy came into the league as a 3-point shooter. And there was another guy, I think it was Hawkins, on the Pelicans, that was a 3-point shooter. But what I don't think he's disagreeing with you. I think he's agreeing with you. Oh boy. Ball's going crazy.
If he's agreeing with me, I apologize. But
he has to be. No, Trey Murphy's a 3-and-D.
Right. So I know I ain't going crazy.
He's gonna pop up. He always shows love. OG Ramsey says there's over 100 people on here, only 20 likes. Come on, chat. Get it up.
Hit that
Get
like
it up
button,
there.
y'all. Hit that like button. Share, like, subscribe. Y'all see the Cash App, ABTV3, the hardest working men in show business right now. Hit the Cash App. Y'all see the Instagram, AllBall TV3 _. Become a member. Hit that like button, y'all. Come on, share, like, subscribe.
OG Ramsey says, my dudes, gotta do your work. Tired of discussing garbage b-ball. See you tomorrow. Salute. Yo, OG Ramsey's so ill that he'll drop a dub and try to like dip on us, but he goes, nah, I gotta fuck with my dudes though. He knows what it is. Y'all working. That's what he said. Oh, you see it? My dudes, gotta do your work. I get it. Salute to the God. The Mario Montague. The East doesn't run through Detroit. It runs over Detroit. Go Knicks.
Mario.
The Mario. Brooklyn P&G. Brooklyn point guard. No matter how bad I hate Detroit, you have to admit, bro, is an all-world defender. It's just hard to figure out how much you pay a player like that. I think that's what you're stuck on. Like, all right, I get it. He is all world, but wasn't Tony Allen? Isn't Dyson Daniels? These guys are. Right. How do you go from Tony Allen to Kawhi? How do you go in between there? Because even Tony Allen wasn't this, right? Like Kawhi makes more sense, but we haven't seen an inkling of Kawhi shooting, and we've seen some remnants of it. Kawhi when he was younger,
right?
I think that's where you at, old boy. Like, I'm not giving you no 250. Not right now.
Yeah, I can't. Right now, we're in the window to win a championship. I don't know how that's going to work.
OG Ramsey says Thompson did his job like Rodman did his job. Bulls won without his offense. Problem lies elsewhere. Cade failed in his Jordan role.
OG, you be hitting us with that fire. That's a good point. I mean, I'm not going to just, just not blame, Thompson for anything, but that's a great point. Everybody else didn't, step up in their role, right? I guess, if you saying Cade is supposed to be Mike, right? Who's Scotty? Tobias Harris? He didn't, you know what I mean? Like you said, the Dennis Rodman, the Ron Harper's, right? Then you got the shooters. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody gets the blame, but can't lose bad like that in the game 7. I'm sorry, especially at home. I can't defend that. Sorry.
You know I hate the 6-0 Michael Jordan mythical, logical, and this, that, and the third. But he avoided game 7 in the championship for a reason. Mike is a gambler. Mike is a gambler. Not doing it, fellas.
They said Mike telling niggas on game 6, bro. Don't even bring no luggage, bro. We ain't coming back here. It's over.
We'll just fly to meet me in Vegas. From Utah, meet me in Vegas.
Keep that up there. But OG, Ramsey. We know who don't fail in their Jordan role. We know who don't fail in that Michael Jordan role. Jalen Brunson. Jordan numbers in the playoffs. The hell what Fleet think. Shout out Fleet.
OG is right. Cade deserves more smoke. The star has to stop the bleeding, at least keep their team in the game. I was trying to blame the other players, but I'm a total hypocrite for doing so. OG Ramsey made me realize that I can't sit here and say I'm not expecting much from Osor Thompson offensively, scoring wise. I expected something from Jalen Duren. How can I sit here and say that and in the game 7 not say the same thing about Cade Cunningham? I expected more from you. You are the MVP of the team. They needed you. You were the guy that drove that thing throughout these playoffs, no matter how many games you were down. They had the crazy stat in all of his elimination games this year, or throughout his career, 4-0 and something like that. It was this year, because last year we defeated him in an elimination game. But this year he was like 4-0 and his numbers were bananas. So you're right, OG Ramsey. That's that parlay. Yes, Fab, it's called denial. Denied moving forward.
Fabian, just real quick. I really want to know, the way the Pistons lost, right, in this series, what kind of effect would it have on the team? Would it have a positive effect? Would it motivate them to come back next season just even better? Or would it have the same effect like the Pacers?
You mean how the Pacers lost in the conference finals the year before and then they went to the championship last year?
How they lost in the championship. Now, granted, we know Halliburton got injured.
Yeah, it's a different story for me. I think.
But do you come back? You know, starting from scratch or?
Oh boy, if I'm a Pistons fan, I'm really concerned with Jalen Duren. That's why I'm saying, like, you harping on Osor. Yo, I don't have any worry about that kid. He just looks like he's ready for smoke, and it looks legit. Jalen Duren talks all that tough talk. Where was it at against Jarrett Allen? Because you're about to get into this conversation. You know how I feel about Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. And when I'm watching him against Orlando, I gave him a pass. I know Orlando. You know, I've been watching them for years. Like, yo, nah, these dudes tough. What's the excuse against Jarrett Allen? I would be highly concerned as a Pistons fan. I would be thinking about trading him immediately for anybody you mentioned, Trey Murphy, whatever it is. Like, of course, Giannis, first on the list. You can't lack confidence ever and look like and have that low level of skill set. It's not great. You're not good enough to not show up and not give effort and not rebound. Why are you scared to rebound? It's lack of confidence, bro. How do you feel about that? If you're a Pistons fan, are you concerned? And do you think that this would make them regress?
If I'm a Pistons fan, I'm very concerned. Just how we was concerned as Knicks fans, right? This season, you know, you expect more, right? Everybody said it was wide open, right? Boston, Cleveland, Detroit, New York. And, you know, big shout out Flea, our brother in the building. Flea, what up? And I would be very concerned because, like you said, look at the problems you have. Yo, Carsino, you lying, man. You ain't do that. Carsino, I want to see paperwork. Big shout out. Hold on. First and foremost, big shout out Carsino. The love he shows AllBall TV on his platform. Yo, we really appreciate it. Like, real talk. You've been doing this for a long time. You're an OG of this when it comes to YouTube content. And the love you show us is yo, man, we appreciate it. Now let's get to them Pistons.
He said he did it live. Nah.
No, he didn't. You called the feds live and said, I want to report a case against the NBA. Yo, Carsino, you got it, bro. You got it.
Carsino, I'm scared to have you on my screen right now.
He said, I did it live.
You know how the streets do. They once you check. Carsino.
You got to take that L on the chest, bro. Now, I'm being honest. Watching that leak commercial.
Crazy. Nah, hold on. That was wait. Yo, you know what? We got to do Carsino show soon, right? Because I want to know. I just need 5 minutes. I want the understanding of why would you want to rig against the Pistons? You want the Pistons Knicks. We just broke down the Knicks are making $4 million a game, $8 million a game in the playoffs. And I think it was $12 million last round.
Yeah.
Why would and remember, the NBA takes a piece of that. I don't see how you would want Cleveland over the Pistons unless who's the easier matchup, AllBall?
Unless you want to guarantee the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
They said it's $18 million a pop for each game.
But when you're a real basketball fan and you know the game, this is not no sweep. It's not no. Listen, Cleveland is a good team. Yeah, they soft. We can say what we want, but we just watched them walk down the best defensive team in the NBA, right? So it's a lot of parity there, right? But what I look for more is, did Detroit lay down purposely then? I'm just saying, who's to blame here? Is the NBA or is it Detroit going for?
Yo, this is why the Illuminati is real, right? Because think about it like this. I always tell people, if you deny that it exists, you don't think if you had that much power, you would be doing what they doing right now, what we think they doing right now. Yes, I want to play a fake commercial, and after Game 6, I'm going to sit there like this with a magnet ball.
But Fabian, I'm seeing Carsino, and he's saying we were cheated. We watched the game. I'm saying, where were they cheating? Right? Like, so my thing is, unless Detroit took a dive, right? Where were you cheated at? That's the only problem I have. I didn't see no egregious calls that went Cleveland's way. I didn't see any of that.
We saw Donovan Mitchell. We saw Donovan Mitchell block Tobias Harris shot, and they didn't even call a challenge. Like, I think the Pistons fans, if you look at the free throw disparity, okay, it is. But when you look at the Pistons play, bro, the only one playing real defense is Asur Thompson.
Fabian,
I work in advertising. They have to make 2 versions to cover both scenarios.
Big shout out Vic from the Star. I hope that means Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn in the building. Thank you, Vic. I mean, Fabian, that's very important. I love that, our platform, we diverse. Listen, I love when somebody come in and go, hey, I work in advertising.
Vic, love you. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for supporting AllBall TV. Vic, we are not here for the logic at the moment. That's not what we're doing. We're talking Illuminati, we're talking Magnet Ball, and we're talking Carsino Detroit Pistons. We don't want any logic whatsoever.
Hold on. Hey, Carsino, you got 5 minutes?
Magnet Ball in the shots out is crazy.
Fabian, would you send them the link?
Let me see.
Carsino, if you have 5-10 minutes, listen, you family to us. We allow you to come up here, in all seriousness, explain what you're talking about. I know we trolling, we have fun, we happy. Y'all lost because the Knicks Detroit thing, but listen, bro, you show us mad love. If you want to come up here and explain, if you have time, cool. If you don't, you welcome anytime, my brother. Come on now. What he did for us, Fabian, on his platform, you got to love it. He sends us the link. We jump up there. But for me,
I send it to your IG, Carsino.
For me,
or I can send it in the comments if you want, and then I'll just block. I'll just leave it for Yeah, Tori. Thanks, Tori. She said just put it in the chat, Fabian.
Tori B, that's above my pay grade. I don't know how to do none of that.
Yo, Tori B said, yo, but just put it in the chat, man. What you worried about? Let me answer that. When Cade is on the floor, because of his size and strength alone, he is a superior player and defender, and Cade moves the ball and comes back to find him. JB will pound 22 seconds. Yeah, but the problem is, Luis, is that style of play, when it was in check, was amazing. And maybe that's part of it. And then we got to see Brunson at his best with those kind of players around him to keep his style in check, right? But then how do you explain that run in 2024 when everybody got hurt? That's the part to us that's just like, yo, we get what you're saying. Cade is supposed to be better. SGA is supposed to be better. But then when you look and you go, how much better is OKC off if you trade SGA for Brunson? How much better is he? Like, those guys are, but there's a bunch of just dogs in OKC. You think they can't cover for Brunson's flaws? He's a dog, bro.
Yeah. Y'all gotta stop ignoring how good Jalen Brunson is, and it's going on 4 seasons. Fleece thing. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. After the 4th time, all right, enough is enough. He's that good.
Right.
Listen, we give Cade his props. Young man is tough, and he's gonna have an ample amount of opportunities, Fabian, to showcase his skill set in the playoffs, right? So, but listen, you can't come up short like that, because if it was the Knicks and Brunson, we all know we would have been being flamed up here. So, got to keep it real, man.
OG Ramsey says championship teams are two-way teams. Detroit offense, if it doesn't improve, worse next year. I guess the real anomaly to that is
like this.
But the anomaly to that, yeah, because even those 2004 Pistons and those Spurs teams were more balanced on offense. Like they're gonna defend the hell out of you and they can score
Fabian,
when it matters most.
Guys like Tobias Harris, Jenkins, Duncan Robinson, right? What do you do? Who do you keep? Who do you get rid? Like, you can't come back with the same roster. You need 1 or 2 upgrades. And like you said, now it's like, okay, do I keep Duren? Right? Oh, he's in the building.
Uh-oh. Carsino, you ready?
He looked ready. He looked ready.
He's
that nigga smiling.
Marcus Warren, thank you for your $2.
Yo, hold on. First and foremost, I'm gonna just tell you, I've been watching your platform forever, right? I'm a YouTube guy. and the love you showed us, that you continue to show us. Fleeve it up.
What up?
Gotta say thank you, right? Because you one of the thorough ones that you don't ask for nothing. Now, I mean, you recognize the real and you show us love. So appreciate that.
Oh yeah, y'all the best Knicks show going. I'm like, this is a show. This ain't a podcast. This is a show. This is an event. You get the real here. I'm like, man, this is where you need to go. There's too many cookie cutter shows out here, man. It's, they glazing, they doing all kind of things. They ain't gonna give you the real. I'm like, I searched for the real out here. When I saw that, I said, yeah, this is it. This is real. This is real intake right here. I'm like, I don't want to hear me. I don't care if you're a fan or not. If somebody playing like crap, you got to call them out on it, man. You got to call it out.
Now, Carsino, Flea jumped on the screen.
I got perfect timing. I was just jumping on to talk to my brother, say hello.
Ain't no coincidence. He got some free time right now, right?
I got time today.
Right, Carsino, we got you up here, and I know Fabian and Flea gonna have some questions. I want you to, because we joke and troll and play about it, but you're dead serious. Talk to us about your Pistons, how you think they got cheated, and explain in all seriousness the magnet board that you believe is for real in the NBA.
Once this series started, and they kind of like let them go to see how it was going to go, and Cleveland was outmatched. The first two games was clear. They were completely mentally out of it. We could easily take them out of the game. We were attacking the paint. Now, a lot of this was self-inflicted on the Pistons too. We kind of played into this narrative. For some reason, we thought we were the Golden State Warriors and started shooting a lot of threes. And I'm like, why are we doing this when we don't have to? And we won those games by going to the paint and being productive. Then when we went to Cleveland, the story changed completely. There was a lot of things going on with the Pistons and the NBA behind the scenes that I've been learning all today. So it's been coming out like gradually. And they had made an announcement before Game 7, and I didn't even know that happened. I didn't even make my video yet. So you guys have had the first information on that anybody would have. The Detroit Pistons were singled out, and the NBA was angry at them because they're going to bring their games back to television next season. They are not going to do this bounce back and forth between the apps. They're bringing their games back to their fan base, saying we're going back to regular television. The NBA was against that. Totally. Well, and they made that announcement before Game 7. In the middle of this playoffs, they made that announcement that they're going to do it next season. So for the fans of Detroit, they was like, for our fans, we're going to put the games back on television, on regular television, so that our fans here will be able to watch it instead of blocking them out. The NBA did not like this at all, want everybody downloading apps and everything else, and they were very pissed off with Detroit for doing this. This is one of the main reasons why we got screwed. So I didn't even make my video on it yet, so y'all the first ones to get it live. That's exactly what happened. Pistons had like a press conference and announced it too, stupidly, in the middle of the playoffs. That's crazy. That is diabolical work. But the magnet ball has been going on for a long period of time. They actually make it down the street from my house where I live. Wilson basketball, the microchip that they got inside that basketball, they make it right down the street. And this microchip.
You've been to the facility? Have you seen what the facilities look like?
I put up I put up the whole everything for it, the patents. This thing
that's fine. They got a big staff over there. Who's running things over there?
That's a huge corporation. But they got
so you can't say their names. You can't say their names, right? Okay.
The NBA owns the patent. If you go to Wilson's website and you go on there and you look up the basketball, it tells you the specs. They got to tell it to you, and then you go to the features of the NBA basketball they got. The NBA ball one is the closest thing they got to the actual game ball. Then they tell you right at the bottom, they said, but the NBA basketball has certain features that are exclusive rights to the NBA, digital technology and everything. That's in the Wilson on their website in their description for the basketball. They have to put that disclaimer out there because they have to say, hey, we told them it's digital technology. You can't tell us that we didn't. It's been there the whole time. So they got to put that somewhere, and it's right there. Spalding don't have it. They don't have it anywhere in there because they don't put anything inside their basketball but air. And they don't want to do all this. Wilson is always experimenting with these digital things in there, talking about, oh, it's for balance of the ball. No. It's for control of the ball. They can make a ball turn certain directions and everything. That's why when guys are dribbling and the ball just start getting flat or going in another direction, you're like, that don't even make sense. I've seen that a lot through these series.
Are the Pistons the only team you've seen this magnet ball go? Because I'm just, we can blame Tyrese Halliburton last year.
Happens in every game. Remember the Halliburton shot? Remember I called that out. I showed y'all. Well, Halliburton hit that 3 against the Knicks. That was manufactured. They knew that. I mean, I've shown about 3-4 shots that those miracle shots go and happen the same way. Hit the back of the rim, go straight up, and come straight down. That don't happen that way. And then always near the end of games. You see that shot once in a million, like once in a couple of seasons. You don't see that shot that like every series. Hell, they just did it in the Toronto series. They're continuously doing this pattern.
I know you got something to ask them. Please.
It's not concerning the magnet ball, so I apologize if we are going to step away from that for a second. That's riveting information, so I really appreciate it. Listen, Detroit made the second round. For me, there's this confusion. People think I'm a Pistons fan. I'm a basketball fan before anything, right? So when I'm looking at your team, a lot of times teams in your position are overreact in a summer like this. They'll try to move a bunch of guys. They'll try to make a big splash. They think about firing JB Bickerstaff. For you, when you assess your team, what do you think are the changes that need to be made going into the season, going into the summer for the next season?
We're not going to make a lot of drastic changes. The biggest thing is Duran. The contract, they're going to have to come to terms based on how he played in the playoffs. They're going to try to use that, but it's a decision if we're going to wrap this much money up into him. And this is going to lead to some other things down the road if we do put the money into him. But right now, like they're looking at bringing in like losing Tobias Harris, like not paying Tobias Harris. That's what the team is looking at right now. Tobias is an unrestricted free agent. So if he doesn't take the deal that they have on the table, which I doubt he takes it, he could probably get more money somewhere else. He kind of played himself into a big deal. So we might lose him. We could sign a guy out there. It's a lot of free agents this year, tons of free agents that you can sign that can come in and produce. And they want someone who can create their own offense, like Tobias Harris. He can go in the post, but they want a guy that's more on-ball defensive-wise, too. A lot of guys said Murray would be a good guy to come join the Pistons. I don't really want marketing. Laurie Marketing, I don't want that guy at all because we think defense to offense. I need somebody who could be an on-ball defender because we're going to have Duncan Robinson out there. We got to have somebody who can rotate and come over and help him out because he's going to get beat if somebody drive to the basket.
Do you have a wish list? Last part. Do you have a wish list?
That's what I was going to say, Flea. So go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, OG. My bad.
No. What you just said, Flea, that's what I was going to ask. Who do you have in mind? So go ahead, Flea, you can finish.
Me, I would want a player like John Collins on my team from the Clippers. I would want John Collins. He would fit because he's an offensive rebounder and he's a scorer. He could score from anywhere on the mid-range and he's a defender. That guy is one of the best offensive rebounders from a two-guard position. That's the kind of guy I want on the court with me, a guy that can do that. See, with Asur Thompson, he's on the court, but they can double. They're playing off of him because they know he's not going to shoot the jump shot. So that's why I was like, man, he's got to make an offensive move. It's early in the game, first quarter. Be aggressive. Go to the rim. Make them have to think if they're going to have to defend you or not. Because they were just playing off on him. They were like, don't even bite. He's just going to facilitate. So Cleveland did a good job adjusting to what we were doing in the first 2 games because they said, okay, we got to find new ways to get our bigs into the game and not drag them all the way out. This is why we wanted B-Ball Paul in earlier in the series. I was like, we got to get him in, because he'll draw those guys out because he can shoot threes. So Mobley will be out the paint. He'll pull him out. But the situation came down to, in the playoffs, they condensing it down to like 8-9 rotation. When we know we're a 10, 11 guy rotation team. So now in the playoffs and pressure situations, this is how we were winning games in the season. Our bench was outscoring. Our third unit was coming in and producing when our other guys weren't. Here, he just had this terrible idea of play Cade every minute of the game. No one has ever won playing like that. They did that with Kevin Durant. They did it with Kevin Garnett. It does not work. And I was like, what happens? The same thing with Kevin Durant when he hit that shot. He played the whole game against Milwaukee, and they thought he won, and his toe was on the line. Now he got to go to overtime, and he had nothing left. He gave everything on that shot, and they got smoked in overtime, and the Bucks ended up winning the championship. You can't play like that. You can't play every minute of the game. You have to trust your team. Game 7 against the Lakers, Doc Rivers want to play Kevin Garnett every minute of the game. He was dead. Kevin Garnett talks about that to this day. Like, I had nothing, dog. Like, I was so dead out there. But he was like, I need you for every minute. You can't trust your guy to give you 2 minutes. You can't trust these guys that have been giving you minutes all year long.
All season.
Right.
That's been our problem with Mike Brown sometimes, where it's like you should know who to rotate in and out if they're going to come into the game, bro. You should know what lineups. They should not be guessing at this point, at this stage of the season. But I did want to ask you, because we've been going back and forth about Asur Thompson and AllBall over here. He's still going crazy about how much offense he needs to improve on and stuff. But for me, I was more disappointed in Jalen Duren's performance this playoffs. No, it's not even a contest compared to Asur Thompson, right?
The thing is Duren had an injury that hindered him from being explosive with his, like, Duren is normally more explosive than what he was. So he was playing with an injury. A lot of these guys were playing hurt. Like Beef Stew was playing hurt. So a lot of these guys, like Beef Stew got hurt in the Orlando series, re-injured himself again. Because remember, he was out for about 2 weeks. They kind of kept him out so he can really get his leg back together. Duren had a knee injury and ankle injury. So he couldn't really get the lift that he normally would get and get those dunks that he was getting. And so his athleticism was shot. And plus, he doesn't have a lot of big man moves down low. So for him, it was different. It was going to be a whole different game because he needs something to rely on. But yes, he needs to work on big man moves. He should work with B-Ball Paul because B-Ball Paul has moves down low. He could teach him easily. I'm like, you got a guy on the team that you should be working with every day. B-Ball Paul, he's comfortable down there because he got moves. He can score down there, down in the paint. That's what Duren's problem is. Like, he waits too long. He's indecisive. If he goes straight up, he gets blocked. He doesn't know how to feint before he goes. He just go. And he'll get taken advantage of by some of the bigger men in the league. Like, they know how to defend it real quick. That's easy. So he needs to work with somebody.
But I thought Jalen Duren showed a lot more of that in the regular season compared to Asur. So for me, I was more disappointed in Duren. Do you have a list of who you're most disappointed in with the Pistons after this playoff run?
I was more disappointed in our coaching staff with JB, the way his rotations were. I was more disappointed in the rotations. It took him too long to get the guys in the game to trust them. And it's like, dude, everybody, every Detroit fan is like, trust your team. Where's B-Ball Paul? Where is Green? Why these guys are not in the game? Why are we playing Cade all of these minutes? And it comes back to cost you because down late, Cade threw like 3 straight turnovers in a row because he's tired. I mean, one from out of bounds, he just threw it and it just hit the back of the rim and came back out of bounds. I'm like, yeah, he's tired. Get him out of the game. Then he caused 2 more turnovers. Then he had to take him out of the game. I'm like, nah, that's a 6-point swing. This is another game we got 1 easy, but now we blowing it because you don't want to take Cade Cunningham out the game. And we had other guys who were rolling. They were actually playing well. And you say, okay, well, this is a good chance to bring Cade back in. You take him out for 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's not going to mean anything. And then Kenny Anderson, we got to give him credit. Kenny did a great job of saying, let's put on-ball pressure on Cade Cunningham. When he's bringing the ball up, let us not be easy. And who's ever guarding him, we're going to have him attack Cade Cunningham. So putting Wade out of the game, who was passive and ridiculous, they put in Strus. Strus from DePaul.
I didn't understand that.
Yep, Strus from DePaul out here in Chicago. He always had to prove he wasn't just some curly head white kid who couldn't play with the brothers. So he always played with a chip on his shoulder out here. So when he was at the rec center out here, he was playing and talking shit. He was fired up and he was giving it to them. So Strus has always had that chip on his shoulder. So I knew he would definitely get in his chance. That's why you see him so fired up on the court. They were up 30. He trying to argue with the ref. They like, dude, you about to get suspended for the next game. Just chill, dog. Let the ball go. We up 30.
So Carsino, real quick, right? So I was gonna talk about the coaching. You as a Pistons fan, how concerned are you going into next season with JB as a coach? We know what happened with him in Cleveland, right? This season, everybody thought y'all was going to be in the finals. Are you comfortable with JB next season being the head coach for the Pistons?
Absolutely. If you knew where we were before JB, just 1 year into having him, we've had him 2 years. In 2 years, we've been in the playoffs. We had won 16 games with the previous coach from OKC because he doesn't know how to play with young players. And that was his problem. He took over and inherited a team in OKC, and they were veteran players. And everybody thought he was this really good coach. He was an assistant for a reason. He came here and started trying to run a system and bench the young guys and play these old veterans they had traded for. And it was like, what are we doing? Cade is up here with all these veterans, and he wants the guys that he's playing with is the second unit. So now you got a rookie out here who's trying to say, what are we doing? We lost. He's like in his first or second year, it was a nightmare playing with him. And that man is old. Like, we signed him for like $80 million. And we fired him, still owing him like $60 million.
Wow.
So
y'all made Monty Williams. Y'all made Monty Williams the highest paid coach in the NBA.
Yep.
On the worst at the time, the worst team in the NBA. It was crazy
and
to me.
Got fired in 1 year. And we owe him about $60 million right now. That's why he's chilling. He's like, I'm good. I ain't got to coach no more.
He coaching his son in high school right now. Chilling. He ain't doing nothing.
Right. He ain't got to do nothing else.
Back a couple years back, also during that time period, I speak to this, and people don't even really. It doesn't really. It just is not a hot topic. But we always talk about LeBron, his nepotism, right? And over here in New York, when we do bad, we get on Brunson and his nepotism. But the Pistons, they had some nepotism that nobody talks about in that front office. The general manager's cousin was the secretary, and they had a lot going on there. And I think that was after, even when Dumars was there, Troy Weaver was there now. Or Trajan Langdon's there now, but what was the difference between the Pistons back then till now? Are there changes, or I'm being duped by the magicians over there in Detroit?
Oh no, it's new ownership, it's new everything going on in Detroit. So when they got the new owners in, they got the new general managers in, these business partners here, they're invested into winning. And when they built the Little Caesars Arena, they wanted to bring Detroit back into the city. Right where the casinos are, everything. So they keep the place be full and packed. So they know how to advertise and market to the people and get them in there. Like, all the street jerseys started because of Detroit. We brought all that into the NBA. Detroit, they ushered everything. Like, the NBA was so different. The Pistons changed the entire league. Like, we were the first team with our own plane. Nobody had their own plane. Everybody flew commercial. We had no championship. Our owner said, man, our guys are stars. We're gonna buy our own plane. So we ain't dealing with the airlines no more. We're gonna buy our own plane. Round ball one. was the first plane ever in the NBA, and it was us. And then Magic and everybody was pissed off. Magic was, they ain't won not one championship, and they got a plane. So Dr. Buzz he was just charter. He still didn't want to buy a plane. He started chartering flights like private jets for the Lakers because then we were staying in 5-star hotels. Man, NBA players were staying at like the Hilton, 3-star hotels, taking buses. No, it was ridiculous back then, man. We were staying in 5-star hotels. NBA, we were living like luxury. We brought that to the game. And then we brought in the street jerseys because the NBA got mad at us and kept fining us. So the Al Davis from the Raiders sent us Raiders gear. And then we had the Detroit Raiders. And everybody started wearing the black and silver because we were rebelling against the NBA. So we weren't even wearing no Piston gear, anything Detroit Pistons, nothing. We were just wearing all our own stuff, Detroit Raiders, everywhere. Unless it was official Piston business, we didn't wear anything in interviews. We were our Detroit Raiders. Then that turned into Bad Boys. And the Bad Boys was a whole fashion line that went throughout the streets. People on the outside who was printing them up, making money on the streets. So people was eating off the Bad Boy gear. The NBA woke up and said, wait a minute. These guys have created a whole market with a whole new name and got T-shirts, hats, everything. Bad Boys. We can market that through the whole league. We should make like alternate jerseys because they got the black jerseys. He's like, we gonna do that. We could make it up. Like it'll be an anniversary. We'll do it. But they wanted to do it when Michael Jordan and them came into prominence. That's when they caught on late. But they influenced the street versions of the jerseys when they started stealing the Orlando Magic pinstripes and brought the Bulls in with the pinstripes. I was like, oh, okay. Now I see what y'all doing. The Bulls was like rock stars back then to them. So they had to keep making money with them. I ain't mad at it. They still doing it to this day.
Wow. That was very informal because I'm pretty sure I didn't know half of that, right? And I'm pretty sure the comment section. So, Detroit, y'all are trailblazers. Like y'all did something that a lot of people didn't know about. And that's why we appreciate having you up here because that was some things I didn't know. Just one more question from me. Next season, your Pistons right now having success, 60-win season, Cade Cunningham emerged as a superstar, right? Mm-hmm. Are you afraid that you may move backwards next season if you don't make the right move? Meaning, you have Boston maybe coming back. We can laugh what we want if we want, but Washington, right? You're going to have some teams. No telling what Pat Riley would do in Miami to make a move. Mm-hmm. The Knicks still look like they're going to be relevant, right? So how afraid are you as a Pistons fan to have all this success in the next season? You may have a little setback if the right move isn't made because you can't come back with this team. Flea always says it. Every season you have to progress and upgrade if you want to move forward. So what's the fear of that?
I think that other teams that have a problem really defending us because we're so deep in our roster and guys knowing their roles. Where a lot of these guys, they have new guys on their team implemented, but a lot of them don't know their roles yet. Like Boston didn't know how to play Nikola Vucevic from the Bulls. They played him completely wrong. And I was like, oh, wow, Boston just doesn't know what to do with him. I was like, this guy could actually pass from the top of the key. And I was like, they don't even know that. And I was like, he could pass out of the post and the top of the key. They're just trying to use him like he's a big man or he could just pop out for a three. I was just like, oh, man, they don't even know how to set this up. I'm like, the Bulls did way better than them. But I was like, that's on Joe Mazzulla's fault. Our thing is how far we're already together. It's too much. You don't need to move too much. It's always the team that has the nucleus that stay together and they add one piece or two, not getting dramatic and making so many changes that you alter the whole team. When OKC got Hartenstein, I said, that's it. That was what they needed. That's what they needed. That was the missing piece. People are like, Hartenstein ain't nothing. I was like, no, he was everything for the Knicks. And I say, that's why people just didn't see what he did. He's a glue guy. That guy can defend 4 positions. He can offensive rebound, defensive rebound. That's why I said Mitchell Robinson and him. If I had a choice, that's a no-brainer. Some people were talking about, no, we better off with Mitch. I said, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, as soon as they left, and I was like, see, championship, because you got a guy like that, a live body. I'm like, he just single-handedly destroyed the Lakers. I mean, DeAndre Ayton, he could bounce off him, go guard somebody else. He was just roaming around the whole court. Nobody can do nothing with Harkness. They were the Twin Towers. It made it easier for Chet Holmgren now to do his game. And that's what Cade needs from Doran again. He needs to make it easier for him. And he needs to spend this whole summer working on moves, because in the playoffs, they know how to skate, prepare for you. All of those rollout plays that he was getting in the playoffs, in the regular season, in the playoffs, they cut that right off. Orlando did it, and Cleveland said, "Nuh-uh, you ain't getting those rollout plays. So you ain't gonna be able to pick and then roll to the basket, and we just gonna throw the alley oop to Durant. No, that's out. You're gonna have to earn it. Now you got to come with a move. So he should spend his whole summer doing that.
As a Pistons fan, it was a long 14 games, regardless of why it was. But here we are. We were looking forward to the Knicks Pistons conference finals.
Yes.
Are you coming around to seeing, after these 8 games, we swept Philly, dumped Atlanta finally after we beat them 3 straight games? Are you seeing anything differently now with the Knicks prior to the playoffs that you're a little more impressed by now?
No, I'm not impressed with the Knicks at all. I think they're taking advantage. I think they're taking advantage of the situations that's been provided to them. That somebody's bringing them baby food. They pampering them and they sitting them up, giving them a plate. Never in the history of the NBA has someone made it to the NBA Finals playing the 6th seed, 7th seed, and the 4th seed. that just never happens. So
did you just say that the team that brings back the core and that stays together and makes little tweaks of the teams that's usually successful? You just said that about 30 seconds ago, right?
Exactly.
How does that not line up with who this Knicks team is right now?
Because the Knicks team is mediocre. Out of everybody in that squad, they're a bunch of second-round picks. They don't have a draft pick. Like, who's their draft pick that they build around? Nobody. This is a gumbo pot that they made. The only number one they got was Cat. Everybody else was in the scrap heap. And they just picked them out the scrap heap and said, okay, we're going to make a team out of it. So I'm looking at them
but the Pistons
tryhards. They're
don't
like the Bad News Bears or something.
The Pistons just lost. The Pistons just lost to a team that are exactly what you described. They're not built around Evan Mobley. They kind of built around Donovan Mitchell. So I see them with a bunch of first-round draft picks that they got put together through trades. None of them are homegrown besides Evan Mobley. So I think with the Knicks,
Mobley, they got Merrill, they got Wade. They building around Mobley. Actually, it looks like they building around Spider, but Spider could be gone. Spider could be gone.
I think this conference final, this conference finals run helped. This conference finals run helped their chances keep to sign him.
Yeah, it could keep to sign him if he wants to remain, but I think he's going to Brooklyn. The Nets want him, so they got the money. So it's looking like he wants to go back to New York. So they trying to lure him here with this and putting Harden out there. This whole thing was set. That's why they did that, because they had no chance without getting James Harden and Dennis Schroeder. You got guys in. You got Keon Ellis for defense. You got all these pieces that they put in there to strengthen them, because the Pistons were just running through the East. They was like, oh, we gotta strengthen Cleveland up if we're gonna make this something from them to make it a struggle to help Spider out, because he really didn't have any help. Garland was iffy in and out the injury lineup, so they were pretty much done from that standpoint. But the Knicks against Cleveland, when they played each other, they didn't have a chance. They were getting cooked by James Harden, because the problem with the Knicks is they don't have an on-ball defender. Every guy that they play against can get by them without a pick. That's a problem. Brunson can't guard anybody. He can't guard James Harden. He can't guard Spider, of course. So that's already a disadvantage. Then you have on the other side of that combination, the two bigs. So now they're going to put pressure on on your two bigs, and it's like which two bigs are going to show up? Is Mobley going to show up? It's going to come down to that game. Will Mitchell Robinson step up, dominate the offensive boards, and control the game from that standpoint? If they get in foul trouble, they're going to be in trouble. And they got to stick with their guys.
I want to say before I jump real quick, it was great talking to you. We really appreciate you popping on with us, Carsino. Just for historical perspective, because you gave us a history lesson on Detroit that was dope. Quick history lesson. Mitchell Robinson owns Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Owns them. There's clear evidence of that. There's no questioning. We got to see if Mitch is going to show up or not. Licking his chops when he sees those two big softies pull up. So, and Cat is playing the best basketball of his career. So I'm really not concerned about those two bigs showing up against those two bigs, but you're absolutely right. The James Harden, Donovan Mitchell backcourt is going to pose some challenges for us. We got to figure out how we're going to defend them as a team, because I don't think we have the actual on-ball defender to stop any of them. Slow them down for sure, but shut the water off. I want to see if we have somebody that could shut off Donovan Mitchell's water.
See, here's the thing, though, and I watched that in the playoffs. He dominated. Mitch was everywhere in that playoff series against Cleveland. But here's the problem that's different now. Now you got guys that could penetrate him and James. This is going to open up a lot of the lanes and put Mitch in a position where he's going to have to step up to guard the second line, because they're going to get by the first guy. So if they get to the next guy and they're going to dish the ball right off to their bigs, they get confident when they get some easy ones. And they go up, and then they're getting three-point plays, fouls. Next thing you know, Mitch in foul trouble. He's going to have to go to the bench. Who are you going to have to come out there to contend with all of this? So this is where the dynamics of adding Spider and James come into play. And then you get another guy who can come off the bench like Dennis Schroeder, who you know he going to irritate the hell out of you, and he could actually score. He's dangerous to score and facilitate. So now you got a whole new dynamic out there. Now you got Sam Merrill, who could shoot the skin off the ball now that people didn't even know about him. And then you got Keon Ellis, who's an on-ball defender who'll be guarding OG and can run around and switch off of him. And this is a Mikal Bridges series to me. Mikal Bridges is key. He's going to have to be the X factor. He's going to have to step up. He can't have no 2-point, 4-point games in this series. He can't.
No, I think you hit it on the nose, because that's the guy that we rely on to guard the quicker guards, because OG Anunoby, that's his flaw. That's my guy. I love OG Anunoby, but the Maxis of the world, all them quick guards and Steph Curry, that's not his game. His game is the tougher, bigger, bulkier guards. So Mikal Bridges is vital to what you're saying, where you can't get to the level, to the rim with Mitchell Robinson down there. But I think it's going to come down flat out to Mitchell Robinson completely dominating Jared Allen again. Jared Allen has confidence now. When we were done with him 2 years ago, he said, the lights might have been too bright for me. Like, no, Mitchell Robinson might have been too good for you. And with Cat out there, if he's doing what he did the first round of this series, I don't know if you heard them say that, talk about that. With Cat came up to the coach and he told him, he suggested how to run the offense a little more. That meant a lot to us, because we know we talked about the Knicks nepotism. Yo, dog, how you have nothing to say to anybody and you are the second biggest star on the team, if not a lot of nights the biggest star. That's what we were excited about, because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have this confidence in the Knicks. I don't know if you've noticed anything, but I'm just surprised you didn't notice a damn thing, Carson. What's going on here, man?
I noticed all of that. I noticed this whole love and hip hop thing they did with Brunson and his daddy on the sideline. I saw the
love and hip hop. The love and hip hop.
Once his daddy yelled at him, then he said,
"Yeah."
Then he said, "You know what? I gotta pass the ball now. I get it." His daddy,
like, duh. But hold on. But so you give there's no credence to that whatsoever. Well, you're saying
they were already making those adjustments when Brunson was out, because he was playing bad. He was playing poor. And he wasn't hitting any shots. Cat was in the game, and they started running the ball with letting Cat at the top of the key facilitate. And he would hit the back cutter, which would normally be OG or sometimes Bridges. And it was better having him facilitate at the top of the key instead of just him going up there looking to give the ball to Brunson or shoot a tippy-toe three. He was more dangerous moving the ball. And the Knicks and any team is if you move the ball around and swing it. And the team want to play that way. Bridges has been complaining about it forever. It's like, man, we got to move the ball. That's how Bridges has got more confidence up. If he gets one, he was like, look, I'll go to the basket aggressive if I'm gonna get the ball. Plus, other guys are using cerebral tactics. Like they'll say to Bridges, man, he's not even gonna give you the ball. I don't even gotta worry about you. And then when Brunson is shoot, they'd be like, see, told you he ain't gonna give you the ball. They create that distrust
amongst each other.
The mental game that go on the court. They took that right all the way up to the game. It's just so
boy, this guy is such a Knicks hater that he sees not even any credit to go underneath down to these New York Knicks. Jesus Christ.
Listen, what I always say, who hates the most? Relatives, people you know, Detroit fans and Knicks fans, we have a lot in common, right? Listen, we are hesitant to give y'all props, and you are very hesitant to give us props. But let me say this: you made some great points, but where I disagree with you
I mean, maybe it's good for y'all. Maybe this is good for y'all level, you know.
No, but hold on.
I'm just
James
used to championship level play.
Well, listen, you maybe okay. I give you that. You old enough to understand that. A lot of these other Detroit Pistons fans, I don't know where they come from, but they can't claim the bad boys Pistons, right? But I give you that. But James Harden, we know for a fact, he's only going to give you 1 or 2 games. Donovan Mitchell, very streaky. We have the best player in the series, right? And we have to admit, this Knicks team that we're seeing now is not the same Knicks team that played in the regular season. That Rick Brunson and Jalen Brunson, that was a turning point. You can't ignore that, right? I think we have the deeper roster. And for me, what the Cleveland head coach did with Max Strus, this is where Mike Brown has to earn his kudos, right? He's going to have to make some adjustments where you may have to bring in a Sohan or Diawara to defend James Harden at times if Jalen Brunson is struggling. So I agree with you from that standpoint. Mike Brown is going to have to earn his stripes in this series because we cannot drop the ball like we did last season going up against Indiana, had home court advantage and lost the first 2 home games, and then we lost in 6. We have to seize the moment right now. So from that standpoint, it's going to come down to coaching, right? We saw that Cleveland can make the adjustment. What is Mike Brown going to do in this series to get us to the finals?
Yeah, that's true. And if y'all lose the first 2 games, King Rowe in the chat, boy, you're going to be out of a lot of money.
Okay. That's I'm with you. That's King's speech.
Hey, Fabian. Hey,
yeah.
I sent you see the video right there in your.
What is a video?
Yeah, play that. Put that on the screen. You're gonna hear me talk to the FBI.
Nah. Hold on, let me bookmark this. Oh shit.
Yes. If I wanted to get a foul going and started, I need to know who I need to speak to get that done.
Randy, can I put you in touch with them right now?
Yeah. Yes.
Casino is crazy.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm speaking on behalf of a started case of actually ending a
Person, do you have a case in our court?
I don't. Yeah, if there's a way to start one, we need to start one. I think there's a big investigation that needs to be had within the National Basketball Association when it comes to actually defrauding the public. And actually, I believe there's something going on with that basketball that Wilson made for them. I believe they have technology inside of the basketball that is defrauding the public and that deals with gambling and everything else involved. I don't know if there's an open case around that, but it's definitely affecting outcomes of games, and people who are betting their money are being defrauded. I believe. So
Yeah,
I think there needs
took
to
the
be
cake,
some
Carsino. You took
investigation
the cake.
to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Did you have a script ready?
Okay, if you want to open your own case, you're free to do that as well. I don't think there's a case in our court regard. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be able to let you know. It's because I would need a case number to look up for the NBA. But if you want to open your own case regarding that, you can open that.
Oh, well, do.
Complaint form on our website, or you can come and charge a fee. It's $405 to file your case. But if you can't afford it, we do
You
offer
pay
the
for
option
it?
to use a fee waiver, and you can file a fee waiver as well with your complaint, and that's all you need to get your case started.
Okay, great. Because we need to get this done ASAP. This is a travesty to the American public,
serious too.
and American people who spend their good money, and they don't need to be defrauded. If something is not a sport and it's entertainment, it should be defined as so.
Yo, Cino, man.
Yo, Carsino. Yo, that's the funniest shit I've seen all year. This is crazy.
Give me the website.
Cino, this is
He said, give me the website.
Carsino, this is one for the books,
How long is
man.
this video, Carsino? Hold on, you going out? I think he's going out. Yo, Carsino, jump. Yo, jump out, jump back in, man.
Give me the website.
He's back? You in there, Cino?
Hold on.
Okay, we can hear you. No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can't see me?
Well, I can see you too. It's just a little bit, probably a little lagging maybe because you're sharing the other thing.
Oh, okay. Well, we just take that down there.
Yeah, we'll take that down. This was
all right.
That was the exclusive video Carsino
calling the police.
The federales.
The federales.
Cases on all you.
On all you. Yo. He's taking fandom to new levels.
Hey,
Adam Silver, that's your ass.
I blame the Knicks. I blame the whole conspiracy theory.
Hey, Cino, I might need that number just in case some funny business happen between my Knicks and the Cleveland
Cavaliers.
Because I will be calling the Popo if we ain't in the finals.
Because I asked him, can other people get in? Like, can I, like we could all get together, like class action type. And they was like, yeah, once you do that, they can go, come on down. I'm like, all right, let's go.
A class action RICO case?
I'm dragging people in the courtroom. I'm dragging some
what Nino Brown said, he said, this is bigger than Nino Brown.
That's right. That's what I was saying. This is bigger than the Pistons.
It's bigger than Carsino.
Travesty. This is defrauding the public. This is costing me money.
Yo, Carsino, man. All jokes aside, man, you got great content. We appreciate you. Listen, man. Anytime you need anything from us, man, we're here for you, my brother. Like I said, you show us love and it's genuine, and we really rock with you. We really appreciate you even taking the time out to chop it up with us. And I like that we saw you in another light, because a lot of people think we don't know the game. They think you may just be trolling the player, but what you broke down with the Detroit Pistons, just the history, and even what they do on the basketball court, and how you broke down the Knicks and why you think we won't win, right? Thank you, my brother. Real talk, man. You family over here.
We're doing this because they didn't want people of color even covering the NBA. We fought for that. Detroit was the first people to put black beat writers. Said, no, we need people from our city to come in here and cover us. There's not like the streets, they are here in Detroit. Like there's nobody in the NBA. The Pistons fought for that. And we were the first ones to have a black beat writer and from the city and everything, and would give them exclusive interviews and stuff. So other teams and, everybody started doing it after Detroit started doing that. But we had to fight for that. We fought the NBA to get that done. So there's a lot of stuff that we did. Nelson Mandela came to Detroit No other city. He came to Detroit.
Wow.
First time in the United States.
No. You know what's crazy? That's why now you see why Pistons fans are so passionate, right? Especially, the older Pistons fans, the guys that remember or was around, like you said, what Carsino was saying with the bad boy Pistons, but just that history. Now I see why we have something in common, right? Like they're very passionate about their team. And now I understand when we in this chat going back and forth with them and they don't back down, look at what they've been through and the things that they've set up and helped as far as when it came to the game of basketball through their city. So appreciate that right there, because that was information I had no knowledge about.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys too for letting me come up here and talk to your fan base. Now I got some new people over here in the chat that never seen me before.
So, likewise. Remember, you did the same thing for us. So like AllBall said, I doubled down with that, bro. Like you really looked out. Ain't nobody in here. You know how it is. Everyone is looking out for each other. And we don't you ain't gotta. I'm big on you do something for me and you ain't have to. I'm not gonna forget that. So I totally appreciate you just coming on. Everybody else thinking it's whatever, man. You come on here, you be yourself. Professor X Stino, he ain't playing with you, mother lovers, baby. What?
Yeah, my mother wants the Knicks to win the championship. I almost
let's go, mama. Yeah.
She was like, "Wow, they never win nothing. I want to see them win. I want to see. Tired of all these other teams won. Detroit didn't won before. I want to see the Knicks ain't never won nothing." I'm like, "No way."
That's how my mom did. My mom be talking that bullshit sometimes. Like, what, mom? No, we're Mets fans.
They never won. Oh, let's see some new people win for a change. I'm like, nah, not the Knicks. They can stay not winning.
So, you can stay on while we start to wrap this up. We're gonna get the super chats in here because we're gonna get started with the OKC Spurs hate watch at 8:30 and playing with y'all. OG Ramsey says Flea and Carsino, this is the chip episode. Salute. They were dying to see you and Flea up here.
Yep.
OG Ramsey, respect Carsino, 40 points. Kevin Bean, need that magnet ball. Help the Knicks win a chip. Kevin Bean was good.
Look at Crook, baby.
OG Ramsey. So now we know how Pistons won 60 games. Motor City Magnets. Kevin Bean. He said he needs a Reynolds wrap sponsorship. Yeah. OG Ramsey. Carsino, all Detroit needs to do is demagnetize those rims at home where they got eliminated at the buzzer. Likes are better, but still only half. Come on, chat. AllBall got Carsino in the house. They loving you, bro. OG Ramsey, facts. Bad boys in Georgetown. Yep. Can't impress magnets. We don't need to be endorsed by a loser. To the sky. What's going on, baby? Thank you for 199. Thanks, Carsino. To go before that denial rubs off. Salute. Carsino, go home, get your drink, and watch the Knicks. Go do what your Motor City Magnets couldn't do. Respect. Yo, your man King speech. Carsino won't even call Jalen the best Brunson. Oh, is that true?
He probably not. I don't know. I beat
He's probably not.
In a 2-on-2. I beat Jalen Brunson in a 2-on-2. Jalen Brunson grew up right down the street from my house.
Wow.
What was that like? We was 10?
Yeah, he was about a freshman in high school.
Listen.
One win is a win.
One thing was
he
sports.
Was in the AAU tournament at Mundelein High School. They had all the AAU teams up there. And his daddy, Rick Brunson, in there, and he was playing against me and my cousin. And my cousin can't play at all. He was guarding my cousin, and he was tearing him up, man. But he couldn't do nothing with me. I'm like, dude, you can't do nothing with me, dude. You too small. I'm 5'11", and he was too small.
One thing with sports, all wins matter. You could beat somebody at the age of 9. At 40, you still talking about it.
Yeah, but he had a mid-range. He had the mid-range down back then. He had a one cross pull-up mid-range. No right hand as usual, but one cross pull-up mid-range shot. It was
memorable. It was memorable is the point. You ain't forget it. OG Ramsey.
I did forget it, and for years until he was on TV, and I was like, that was him. I'm like, yeah, that potato head. Oh, how could I forget? Yeah, that was Jalen Brunson. Now,
OG Ramsey said,
"Some potato head, look, 15-year-old."
Definitely, OG Ramsey said, "When did ninjas on the court start to listen to ninjas on the sidelines?" Why so many super chats? Thanks to the pigeons and the magnets, my bankrollers. Carsino, I'm still a fan. You be funny. Mr. Pierce, talk about rule changes after Detroit won the chip. That's very true. That's very true. With the Steve Nash rules, he got better and all that. Yo,
they changed everything for Mike. That's how Jordan won. They changed all the rules, and we still was whooping them by 24.
Well, hold on.
Isaiah had a season, like basically career-ending surgery on his wrist. That's the only reason they won in 91. He came back just for the playoff to try to go for a three-peat. He's supposed to be out the whole season. Beat them Bulls.
We're gonna say,
beat them Bulls.
What are you gonna say? Ball?
No. He broke it down.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna say just real brief, but he broke it down. Like I said, it's just like I said, I just love, just insight, right? Like we love information, and I love to hear things that I had no knowledge of. And I'm glad that you also informed the chat who didn't know all the history that the Detroit Pistons have. Like that was great. That was great. Thank you.
He also informed us about a phone call to the FBI.
Y'all got cheated against the Bulls. I mean, I knew that. But losing X-Man is the reason y'all didn't win it.
Oh, we ain't gonna go back to back.
Yeah,
we gotta go back to that. Cino. We ain't going back to that. You're gonna rip my heart out my chest.
Get us out of here. See, get us out of here. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. We are moving forward.
No Charles
Get
Smith.
us out of here. No.
Charles Smith. 8:30. OKC Spurs hate watch. Carsino, he went too far. He already played the rewind this. You can see something spectacular. Cino, thank you. AllBall. See you 8:30. Please.
Appreciate you.
Congrats to the babies.
Members.
All right, appreciate you.
Y'all already know.
Peace.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.